Please tell us your name and role at Western Washington University.
My name is Grace Wang, and I am a professor of environmental studies at Huxley College at Western, and I am also a part-time academic program director for the sustainability program on campus. And what that means is I coordinate curricular initiatives and sustainability all across the institution.
What interested you in authoring the second edition of Global Sustainability Issues?
When I was first approached to rewrite it, I was really excited because I thought the first edition was quite solid and had a good overview, but it really needed some updates. So I really liked the opportunity, since the first one was written in 2004, almost 15 years later, to get a chance to update it with some more current data and some of the more pressing both ecological, environmental, and social issues and trends that we're facing as a planet.
Can you share a bit more about the changes made for the second edition of Global Sustainability Issues? One
of the things that I added to the second edition, which wasn't covered that much in the first edition, in part because there wasn't as much science at the time, was global climate change. And so I talk a little bit about the science behind global climate change, but I also talk a lot about the social as well as the environmental impacts of global climate change. So I thought that was a really important update to add to the second edition. And I also thought it was important to really bring in some ways to combat overconsumption in both the United States and throughout the world. So I really liked that opportunity to do that. One of the things that I added to the second edition was I had crafted discussion questions at the end of every chapter. And I think that that's a great way to engage the students in the material rather than just reading about it and hoping it'll stay with them. I think the discussion questions really open their minds up to talking about it with their classmates and with their parents and their teachers. So I really like the idea of adding discussion questions at the end of every chapter.
How do you envision the changes made to the curriculum impacting teachers and students using the book?
One thing I like about the second edition is that the voice I used to write the second edition was a lot less academic than the other writing that I normally do. So I really enjoyed the process of writing work that middle schoolers and high schoolers could really better understand. So I didn't have to use a lot of scientific language, but I hope I explained in a clear way some of the pressing environmental and sustainability issues that are facing our world.
What are some of the most important things to consider when writing or rewriting curriculum?
When rewriting the curriculum for the second edition of this book, I thought it was really important that we update a lot of the text to include a lot of the cutting edge science. And again, climate change was addressed in this book much more deeply than it was addressed in the first edition. And I think that was one of the more important additions to it, was talking a little bit about the science and global climate change, but also really updating much of the data that we have and we had on environmental issues.
How can global sustainability issues inspire the next generation as they work to tackle the global issues we face today?
Although I didn't intend for the second edition to be an activist manual, I'm hoping that the content in it will inspire young people to really advocate for better environmental decisions, both within their own families and their schools and their communities. So it's really about teaching them about what's possible and hopefully giving them some inspiration to make better environmental choices.
How do the themes in global sustainability issues translate over into Western's place in society as an educational institution?
One of the things that Western Washington University does really well is that it recruits and keeps really great faculty from all around the country. And these great faculty are teaching these students for the next generation. And I think we as faculty are trying to instill the knowledge that students really can be advocates for the environment, and the changes we make at the campus and the local level can really have these global implications. So I think Western can really play an important role in that.